Ready?
Laura, are you filming?
I don't even know how to start this.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, inmates. I don't even know how to start this. So...
It's not an apology video.
No, it's not an apology video.
We are not involved in any YouTube drama right now.
No.
Not that we know of, anyway.
No. If I keep rubbing my eye, it's fucking hay fever. So, where have we been? If you hear any cars in the background, obviously we are filming in the car.
We are filming in the car.
Why are we filming in the car, you may ask?
Because we have no room to film anywhere else.
We have no space to film anywhere else. Should we just get to it?
Yeah, may as well.
So, like, we haven't been abducted by the CIA.
That we know of. I mean, this could just be an illusion.
Or anything like that.
I could be a robot. Who knows?
You're not. If you see us looking down, we've made notes to keep this quite concise. Craig keeps going off topic and he apologises greatly for that. We are currently sitting in a forestry road recording this video.
That's exactly what we're doing.
So before we start, kind of disclaimer, we don't think that we have it worse than anyone else. We don't think that this is the shittiest situation of all shitty situations.
No, of course not.
We know everyone's in a shitty position. We just want to explain why our shitty position is shitty for us.
Yeah, and like the thing about shitty situations and shitty positions is that shittiness is relative.
It is.
So,
and this may be a shitty situation for us, but you might feel like you have it way worse, and you probably do. Where do we start? Probably before the wedding. Just after the wedding.
Just after the wedding. Originally, the plan was at the start of this year was to be able to buy our own home.
Yeah.
Really. That was the plan.
That has always been the plan. Originally we wanted to buy our own home before the wedding, but just financially that didn't work.
Yeah, because I got laid off.
You got laid off.
I got laid off.
And the wedding and honeymoon was just expensive.
Yeah.
It took all our money. So our plan always was to the start of the year to start looking into buying our own home.
Once I was unlaid off.
Yeah.
So,
because you got your job back at the start of the year. So, yeah. That's kind of what we were doing.
Full steam ahead once I was working regularly again. You know how these things are with buying a house, getting savings in, doing this, doing that, etc., etc.
And we were well on our way to doing all those things. And to the best of our knowledge, there would have been no issue in us buying our own home. This
was sort of late February, early March that we were sort of in this position anyway.
We were really starting to really look into it because we had the money there and everything was ready to go, basically. So when we say that there would have been no issue in us buying our own home, it was that we had the money there, and so it just means that the credit was there.
Yeah.
And we were in good standing.
Yeah, like,
to everyone's knowledge.
It's always a bit hairy applying for mortgages anyway, because like they go through, especially here for some reason, they go through everything with a fine-tooth comb.
They do.
To make sure that you can afford what you're asking for, so.
Basically, at the start, we didn't really look at houses because you have to get, over here anyway, what's called a mortgage in principle before you look at houses, usually. It's
basically the bank saying, yes, we will lend this person X amount of thousands of euros or whatever. Yeah. So everything was going really well. And we were really starting to seriously look at buying our own home. Then the lockdown happened. Yeah, then the Rona happened.
You can't say that.
Can I not?
No.
Oh. Is it the...
YouTube doesn't like that.
Okay. Is it the disease that sounds like a beer?
Yes.
Yeah.
The beer happened.
The beer happened.
Now, just before lockdown, you might remember, we were already quarantining anyway.
Yeah, because we thought we might have been exposed to it, but we weren't.
But we weren't.
But we might have been.
And that was okay.
Yeah.
It kind of put our mortgage into a bit of an issue because you weren't working during our self-quarantine. No. And I was always fine. I'm just putting that out there. I was always fine. These issues aren't with me.
No, it's always me. So my company, they couldn't pay me while I was self-isolating, or whatever the correct term is. So we had 2 weeks of no paycheck for me. And then when we got the all clear, I went to work for one night?
One night.
One night. I went to work for one night, and that daytime, it was announced that Ireland was shutting down, and up to that point, I'd been an essential worker, because I work with utilities.
So then the quarantine happened, and Ireland continued to be locked down for
3 months.
And that was fine. Yeah. We were fine with that, because we were safe, and it was the only way to keep
everything safe.
us and our family safe, basically.
So it was something that we just had to do. I mean,
it's something everyone had to do.
Yeah, you were working from home still, and I was.
I've constantly been working from home. I've been working from home since just before Paddy's Day.
Yeah.
And it's been fine. Like, I quite enjoy it.
So, but I mean, I think the correct term is furloughed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where I'm sort of like Schrodinger's employment. Yeah. I am not employed, but I'm not unemployed.
Yeah.
So
like, while we still wanted to move, we got it. We got why we couldn't, and it was completely fine.
Yeah.
So we lay kind of quiet. We released a couple of podcast episodes. Didn't do so well on the YouTube.
No filming space.
Because we couldn't get out and film.
And then the graphics card in my laptop melted.
The graphics card in your laptop melted. My laptop started fucking shitting itself.
Yeah.
So we ended up with both new laptops, but then nowhere to film.
Yeah.
Nowhere to record.
Yep.
Which we'll get to that in a little bit. Around the end of May, I want to say.
Yeah, end of May, sort of like the early beginning of June. We
started to get word on when the country will start to be reopened.
Yeah.
And at this time we called our bank and we were like, look, we have a start date for crazy because we had a start date for you to go back to work. They were like, yeah, no bother. All we need is a couple of pay slips.
And everything would have been fine.
Everything would have been fine, which is how things work. So we trusted them. And we started to look for houses. Now, we didn't have the mortgage in principle. It's just we live in a small town. So there's not that many people looking for houses. No. So I guess they just wanted the business, basically.
Yeah, so we could get a bit of ahead of ourselves as well, like we could.
And, like, as far as we were concerned, as far as the banks were concerned, we'd have no issue. No. We found our house. We found the perfect house.
This is probably where our problems start, isn't it? Because we got carried away.
But to be fair, we didn't.
And we thought we were okay to get carried away, to be fair.
We started basically hoarding packing boxes.
So many boxes.
Basically getting things ready to move because we just wanted to be out on our own. And
like newly married people. Want our own space, basically. Basically,
our recording and filming space is just a big storage room of boxes now.
And everything else.
Everything else that we've inherited and we're going to take with us to the new house.
We've acquired, and
that in itself posed its own issues. Mm-hmm. So a few weeks roll by and you get your first payslip.
Yep. And we think happy days, and then we look at the payslip.
We look at the payslip and it turns out Craig is on the government subsidy scheme where the government pays a portion of your mortgage, a portion of your wage.
It's about 75-80% of my wage, I think they pay.
So about 75% of your wage, and then your employer tops it up. Yeah. And it turns out the bank turned around and said, no, we don't want to deal with you while you're on this.
So the bank actually classifies it as a social welfare payment, and they will not give a mortgage to anybody on a social welfare payment.
Nope.
So that was that.
Even though you're earning the same amount.
Exactly the same figure is going into my bank account from exactly the same company. Yeah. To them, I'm on social welfare, therefore cannot get a mortgage. Yeah. Basically.
And I cried for about 6 hours.
It was horrible.
On that day. So all of this happened about 4 weeks ago. So since then, the rules have started to kind of change a little bit.
Mainly from pressure from everyone else, because we are not the only people in this position.
No, we're absolutely not the only people in this position. I think
there's like hundreds of thousands of people on this wage subsidy scheme.
Yeah, and there's, I think 80% of people applying for a mortgage are on this subsidy scheme.
So
rules will change. Mm-hmm. We hope.
We hope.
We're currently exploring other options at the moment. So hopefully our dream house will still be there. Hopefully. And hopefully we're able to get moving pretty soon.
That's the goal, isn't it?
As you can see, like, we're pretty heartbroken about the whole thing. We're currently kind of keeping an eye on the news to see if anything...
See if anything drastic's changing.
Or if any banks come out and say, yeah, fuck it, come to us.
Yeah, that's the hope anyway, because it's hard. It can be difficult getting a mortgage in this country at the best of times, but especially when something like this is involved.
Yeah, an already stressful situation is being made more stressful by doing it in the middle of a pandemic. Yeah. And I know that moving in the middle of a pandemic isn't ideal, but at the same time, we found our perfect house. Yeah. So, and as long as we're all abiding by social distancing.
The social distancing rules and everything. So,
wearing masks and stuff, we should be fine.
Exactly. Wear your damn masks.
So you might be wondering why we haven't filmed or recorded or updated anything in the last 2 months. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's raining now.
Yeah, that'd be the rain.
Yeah. Why we haven't filmed is we just don't have the space. No. And we couldn't go out and film until 2 weeks ago.
No, we, it was kind of hard to leave the area.
We weren't allowed to
leave.
leave.
That's it. We weren't allowed to leave. I was only allowed to leave for work.
Yeah.
That was it.
And then 2 weeks ago, the rules on travelling between counties got lifted. Yeah. So we can actually go anywhere in Ireland now, which is nice. The only space we have to film right now is in the car.
Yeah.
Or out vlogging or something like that.
But if you could see the weather right now, you'd probably agree it's a bad idea to go vlogging right now.
Yeah. It's not ideal, but that's all we have.
Yeah.
Until we move. We want to dedicate like a whole room to filming.
Yeah, you've already got it all planned out, haven't you? A filming podcasting area.
Yeah. So we're currently living with my mum, and the only space we have is a very small space at the foot of our bed in our bedroom, which is about
4 by 2, you think?
4 foot by 2 foot.
That's it.
And that is just enough space to record the podcast in, and it's definitely not enough space to film.
No.
So.
And it's not a comfortable way to record anything either.
It isn't. Sitting in front of a microphone for almost 2 hours in 4 foot by 2 foot is not fun.
No, especially as I am Captain Backache.
Yeah.
So
we normally have to do it in small increments.
Yeah.
Basically, we've just been putting off recording and doing anything.
Yeah, the whole sort of notion gets kind of draining if you have to go into that tiny space, sit for a couple of hours, obviously not able to move too much or anything because of the microphone.
Not able to move anyway because there's no space.
And that too, like...
I think we basically just wanted to come back with, like, you know, new house, who dis?
Yeah, new house, who dis?
And, like, doing, like, a nice little house tour when we got everything ready, and just, like, upping the production value of our stuff, basically. Because I love making videos. I want to start my own YouTube channel. And it just seems like a lot of our life is depending on moving house.
Yes, because we can have the space and the...
We have the space and the means to do what we want then, without having to worry about disturbing my mum. Because we're living in a house that I grew up in as a child, and it's built for 2 adults and 2 children, not 4 adults.
4 adults, 2 cats and a dog.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty cramped.
As I said, we were putting everything off just because we wanted to do it all in the new house.
Yeah.
And it just became harder to
get back into the swing of it.
To come back from it. And yeah, it just seems like we're always making excuses, but this seems to be the root of our problems.
Yeah, it's just
all the time.
There's not enough space to do it how we want to do it.
Yeah. Because we want to film these, like, investigative videos with this, you know, like, proper, like, crime scene backdrop.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff.
We just can't do at the moment.
And we just can't do, which sucks, but it is what it is. And I know, you know, we're not in the worst position ever.
No, but like I said, sucky situations are relative, aren't they? So
yeah.
Just because, judged on our own merits of how good or bad a situation is.
Pretty much. So things will probably be changing until we do move out.
Yeah.
Our releases will be very sporadic.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it.
So we're not going to commit to doing anything. Because we just can't.
No, it's going to be an as and when we can.
Yeah.
We can do it, really.
So
I'm afraid.
With regards to the videos, we're sitting on 2 that we've done in February.
Yeah.
That I need to get around to editing, and then we're recording a podcast episode this weekend. Hopefully,
all being well.
So there should be a new podcast out by the time this goes out.
Yeah.
Hopefully. If not, then it's fine.
Yeah.
It'll be soon.
It's okay. It'll get out eventually.
With Patreon, we know this isn't what you guys signed up for. So if you want to, you know, stop your Patreon support, that's fine. We don't blame you.
No, not at all. It's it's hard for everybody at the moment. So
Yeah.
you know, it's not an issue.
No, not at all. And if you do want to stay, then just tell us what you want to see on the Patreon, because we obviously want to make it worth your while, since we're not releasing as often as we'd promised. That's kind of where we're at the moment.
That's it. It's not been great, but we're doing okay, I think.
Yeah.
We're doing okay now.
We're doing fine. It's just, like we said, a shitty situation that's made worse by a pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's the pandemic, isn't it? That's the
root of all these issues. So. The pandemic seems to be affecting people in loads of different ways, and this is just how it's affecting us at the moment. We're lucky that so far, touch wood, we haven't caught it. I know a couple of people who have, and it seems like a shitty situation.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very fun. No, but we've been lucky. We're taking proper precautions.
Yeah, we're being super safe.
Drinking hand sanitizer. No, don't do that. Sanitizing our hands and masks and gloves and all the good stuff.
Please stay safe. That is everything that we have to say.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Other than that, just though there will be more things released eventually.
Yeah, you just gotta bear with us.
Yeah, we've got a couple of ideas in the pipeline.
So many ideas.
It's just getting
bursting with ideas.
There might be a few more car videos.
I think that's all we'll be releasing until we move house.
Yeah, there'll be a few more car videos, but bear with us.
So that's what we're doing. We'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that may be.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully. We'll do our best.
So, thanks.
All right.
Cheers.
Okay, thanks, bye.